it out later.
Go.
Start the webinar.
Welcome people in.
There's your boy in the back of you, Terry. All right, Lee, we've got the people coming in. If you would like to go ahead and be Maureen Hayes tonight.
Hello, everybody. As you're coming in, please visit the chat and let us know where you're signing in from, watching from. It is 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, so we're going to get started tonight. That's our appointed time. We got Happy Valley, Oregon. Our regulars are coming in. Allen Noble, Fort Worth, Corpus Christi, Port Arkansas, Sarasota, Midland.
Right.
Coming in. We'll get started here in just a moment. We're waiting for one more person to join us on the panel. We'll announce that in just a moment. This is our new start time, so if you're joining us and your friends or associates are unfamiliar with this new start time, you might want to text them a message and tell them that we're now live and they can join us.
Okay, I'm looking for Hunter. Somebody has their, oh, that's not him.
Yeah.
Or is it?
No, it's Combs. It's not him.
We've got a great panel tonight, as you can see on the screen, hopefully, that will be weighing in on conference, and we'll get going here in just a moment. Jim, do you see him?
No.
Audio, that would be great. Tell him to.
Yeah, he's got to log in, though.
Oh,
No, I don't. I tell you what, instead of waiting,
he can pick up from you, Lee.
Lee, Alan, why don't you kind of maybe take the lead here? Because I'm kind of looking for Hunter. You had a pretty good idea.
I just texted him on WhatsApp. Let's see if he's ready to jump in here.
Okay, I'm looking for him as a guest. We will be off at the top of the hour for our beloved Danny Doyle, even though Alan said don't do it, but I'm not gonna believe him.
I told you not to tell him that. I told you not to tell him that.
Well,
there he is.
See him?
Oh yeah, he's coming in.
Oh,
Hey, Hunter!
oh my gosh, he even has a camera.
All right.
So that's my alter ego until he changes his name.
I'll change it for him.
All right, let's get this started. We welcome you to another edition of the Redox 5. This is September 27, and we are fresh off the recent North America conference. And so we put together a panel tonight to review that conference and kind of discuss what's going on. My name is Dr. Lee Osler. I'm one of the regulars. We want to excuse Dr. Maureen Hayes, who is away. Actually, she's in Europe right now, traveling. But I'm joined with Jim and Glenn, who are in San Antonio, Texas. We appreciate his coordination in all these. We have with us tonight Terry Latham, Debbie Wetzler, Allen Noble, and Ed Wiens, as well as Hunter Dean, who is the representative from ASEA Global. And before we begin, we want to begin with a disclaimer that all of us, except Hunter, who's an employee of the company, are associates, independent associates of the ASEA Global Company. And as such, we're going to be talking about a cellular health line of products, but we do not make any claims to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. And we will not be speaking about them by name tonight because of that reason. So I'm going to hand it off to Alan. Alan, could you get us started tonight with kind of the afterglow of what happened last weekend in Salt Lake City as we had our North America 2024 conference?
Yeah, sure. Hey, thanks for having me on the Redox 5. It's always good to be here. Yeah, look, anytime you get like-minded people together, you get a magnification of that energy. Where the focus goes, the energy flows, and like-minded people, it's like putting coals in the fire and the flames get bigger. So obviously, we all came back super excited about where we are, where we're going. The uniqueness of, pardon me, the uniqueness of ASEA was magnified even greater with some things that Hunter shared from stage and kind of where we're going in this business, and not just sitting on our laurels. We are here with still the most amazing health technology in the world. 15 years later, no competition, no copycats, 1,000 trade secrets, impacting every system, every organ, every function of the body. And it would be very easy to sit back and go, hey, we got it. We'll just sit here and enjoy the ride. But Hunter and his team are out there continually innovating, continually staying so far ahead of the game that I think there was a lot of excitement in what Hunter shared. And so I don't know, maybe rather than listening to me rattle on, it might be interesting to bring Hunter up here and have a listen to a little bit of what he shared at conference.
Please.
Yeah.
You're muted, Hunter.
Yeah, happy to do that. Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure to be on the call. We are truly excited about what we have going on at ASEA. I wish that I could tell you everything I know right now because I'm that excited about it. Jim is nodding his head, yes, it's okay to do it. Scott does not think so, not yet. So
He's not on the call, so don't worry about it.
You'll
We
hear.
won't
oh, hey,
tell.
that sounds good. That sounds good. Nothing leaves this call, right? So
That's right.
So we are super excited about it. And Alan's right. We're not resting on our laurels. At the conference, I talked about how ASEA's vision from the very beginning has been to be the leader in redox-based technologies and cellular health. And that position as leader is not something that ASEA takes lightly. In order to remain the leader in any kind of space, you have to continue to advance your position in order to maintain that competitive advantage. And so that's what ASEA does through investment in both internal research on the process, as well as third-party research through university partners around the world, as well as our collaboration with the MPB and things like that. And so there has been some developments in the core technology that ASEA holds its patents and trade secrets around. Lay a little bit of groundwork before I talk about that, though, is ASEA has been broadly considered a broad spectrum technology. Think of all the keys on the keyboard, right? Traditional supplements will help you play one key of the entire keyboard. Call it gut health. That's one key on the piano of many important functions in the body. But because ASEA works at the genetic and cellular level, it's capable of reaching across that entire keyboard and reaching into different keys normally not accessed by normal traditional supplementation methods. And what's interesting is we've taken this broad spectrum technology, the blue bottle, ASEA Redox supplement, and people have used this broad spectrum, wide-reaching technology to get very specific or targeted results. The reason Renew 28 was such a breakthrough is because it was the topical application of the ASEA Redox supplement of the blue bottle. I like to think of Renew 28, it's classified as a cosmetic and it has amazing cosmetic benefits, but I like to think of Renew 28 as topical supplementation of redox signaling molecules. That's really how I see that product. And it was registered as a cosmetic, and we have many before and afters showing the benefits of Renew 28 on the skin as a cosmetic. Now, what happened along the way shortly after launching this cosmetic product containing redox signaling molecules was that people found that it had a lot of other benefits, very specific benefits with discomfort and things like that. And it was not formulated, its intent was not to help with those things, but because it is a broad spectrum product, a broad spectrum technology touching all of the keys on the keyboard, people found very specific and very targeted benefits with what we consider to be a broad spectrum product. Why do I go through all of this? In the last 3 years, ASEA has been working with researchers at the university level, as well as internal research to develop the next evolution in redox signaling technology. We have developed a product that will be launching in Q1 of 2025 that has been in development for the last 3 years. It's a product that we are extremely excited about. I was talking with Scott about it just yesterday, actually. And he asked me, hey, defend your position on why you think this is a bigger breakthrough than Renew 28. And I said, okay, Renew 28 is a topical version of the original core technology. It is the same redox signaling molecules, slightly more concentrated in a topical gel. We found a way to make it stable in a gel as well as a liquid. Said, great breakthrough, amazing product. The reason this product is a bigger breakthrough than Renew 28 is because it focuses the implementation of redox signaling molecules from a broad spectrum technology to only a few keys. You're employing all of the power of redox signaling molecules to specific pathways. So this is an evolution of the technology because we are gaining control over redox signaling and how we stimulate it in the body. So the reason I'm so excited about this is imagine the benefit that people, well, you don't have to imagine, you've seen it. We've seen the very specific benefits in using a broad spectrum technology. Think of it as a broom, right? Imagine the benefits, the precision benefits you can have with something that is designed to be targeted on the redox side. Think of it as a scalpel in the redox world. It's something that is going to be able to very specifically target very specific benefits that we are calibrating these redox signaling molecules to do. And the results in initial testing in humans has been amazing. Again, we have research, we have data now from universities. We have people who have tested the product now and have had experiences. And these are people who have tried Renew 28 and did not experience benefit. Well, they have benefit, but they don't notice the benefit, right? It's good for you, even if you don't notice it. But these are people who have looked to the broad spectrum technologies that we offer and have not seen the relief that they are hoping for, getting relief for the first time with this new targeted technology. And so it's something we're extremely excited about. I tell you, there are people up at corporate that are just buzzing and getting as excited as they can, and we're doing everything we can to keep secrets internal because people are ready to go out and spread this. But it's really an exciting time for ASEA. One of the things that I will say, we're going to do things a little differently with this product. This is a huge breakthrough. And so what we're going to do is we are going to give people sneak peeks into the technology and into the product. And we're going to give people an opportunity to sample it firsthand before the product goes live. We are going to be selecting those people based on who is active in the business and who is sharing the core technology most effectively at the respective levels. And so if there is ever a time to say, hey, I'm going to get going, I'm going to jump into this, now is the time, because sneak peek metrics is something we're already looking at. And we're working on putting together lists for early Q1 to allow people to have some sneak peeks into this core technology and use it for themselves.
Hunter, will this be a global distribution? So it's going to go
yes,
global.
The intent is that it is a global launch. There are a couple markets that are under registration right now that may delay it briefly, but the intent is that we get this out to as many countries as possible Q1 of this year. I think the majority of the markets are going to be there. There may be a straggler or two that takes a little longer.
Great.
Alan, I see you sort of smiling over there.
Oh, I can't stop smiling.
I just took those notes, and it's unbelievable.
What's that?
Well, and you've got some of the stuff, don't you?
No. Hunter, when's my stuff coming, Hunter?
When's my stuff coming, Hunter?
So as long as you show up in the metrics, you'll get a sneak peek.
I mean, so I hope, get to work. I hope everyone's hearing what Hunter's saying here, because again, look, the beautiful nature of our technology is every system, every organ, every function, it is that foundational piece If your cells can't signal, little else matters. But to be able to take that massive power that has been spread out over 88 keys and to focus it in, it's like taking a massive halogen light bulb that can literally light a football field, but focus that in like a laser into a specifically targeted area. The power of that, these high energy molecules donating their energy into a focused area. Guys, I believe what Hunter's sharing with us here would be a viral product. I'm talking about a product that just goes like wildfire. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Hunter, and I don't want to get way too ahead of ourselves here, but this targeting could potentially in the future be directed to perhaps other systems, organs, functions, etc. That other keys in the piano. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's correct. Another reason we're so excited about this technology, it is a breakthrough for ASEA. It represents ASEA's additional control over how redox signaling molecules work in the body. And so we can offer a whole line of products that are specifically calibrated to specific benefits. This will be the first of a long line of products that are capable of leveraging redox signaling molecules. I love the analogy, Alan, focusing a halogen lamp to become a laser to pinpoint accuracy for different systems and different pathways in the body. This is the first of many, and this is kind of the breakthrough product for us after 3 years of university research and internal development.
Is this part of you being able to get the parts per billion in the water, and that way you were able to target the redox molecules to specific areas in the body? Because you had done that research and that was part of a fly-in, I know.
Debbie, don't you be spilling our trade secrets, Debbie.
It's not a trade secret. He tells it on the
So Debbie, what you're talking about is specifically the water and the water quality and purity. That speaks more to the shelf life, the stability, and the overall efficacy of the redox signaling molecules' ability to donate their energy. What we're talking about here is an entirely new development and technology that I can't go into just yet because it gives away the secret. But there is a way we have found of focusing redox signaling molecules to specific channels in the body. And so while the part per million level of TDS and impurities in the water is important, that has more to do with the efficacy of the product as a whole and the stability of the redox signaling molecule content.
Hey, Hunter, real quick, someone brought this up and I want to make sure you do address this. It is not, and I repeat, it is not replacing Renew. It is not a super duper Renew or a super duper serum, correct?
100% correct. This is a product that is employed with completely different intention. It is not replacing Renew. It is not even to be used like Renew. This is a completely different product, and its focus and intention is completely different from that of Renew. Remember, Renew was originally classified as a cosmetic and was designed as a cosmetic for cosmetic benefit. Because of the broad spectrum nature of Renew 28, people saw benefits in other areas, but it is a cosmetic at heart and was formulated as such. This product is intended to be used differently and is not a replacement, not an improvement. It is a different product altogether.
So Terry, when I saw you recently up in Dallas, you were kind of excited about this, correct?
That's an understatement.
I know.
Let me put it this way. We all know Hunter's wicked smart. Lee Osler, wicked smart. I mean, all of us are smart in our own way, but I always share with everybody, I skip chemistry, and I'm proud to say that, by the way. But here's the thing. I want you to catch what you're hearing. I mean, this is what's getting, I mean, I want to leave and go. I wish I had it now. I mean, when it comes, get out of the way. And if you need more validation, go to the next room because it's here. But I want everybody to catch, you have to understand, we are a research and development company that owns the space of redox. We have a technology that hits all the keys, and they're starting to focus on this stuff. So when this comes out, you're going to be lit on fire but just imagine what's coming. We're playing in a space when it comes to network marketing. Guys, think about this. How did this company start? It started because of a breakthrough. Name me another company in our space started because of a breakthrough. They all start because of a compensation plan, and then they go create a product. This is the only company started because of a breakthrough. And guys, we're growing into adulthood now when it comes to our business. And I cannot stress enough, you better start loading the wagon now. Guys, you better don't wait till it comes. You better, because you're going to be upset, and we're telling you front line, you better start loading the wagon now. Don't worry about people saying, no, I don't know what to say, and just plant the seeds, because people will connect you to the name of ASEA as it starts to come out. And all the people that you've approached in the past that might have said no or might have dropped off product, I would have their names and numbers and a list of all of them now. I mean, guys, I'm like I said, I'm beside myself. I wish I had it, and I'd be gone. I wouldn't be on the Zoom. I'm sorry, Jim, but I feel blessed to be a part of this. If we got this tonight, I'd be gone. I don't think anybody would be on the Zoom. It's that big of a deal.
Ed, when you were back in the beginning and Vertus pulled you aside and said that one day, or if people knew what we had, can you share that real quick?
Yeah, it's interesting because Monday, the 30th of September, will be the 10-year anniversary of that visit to headquarters, where I had been kind of watching this company from a distance for about 5 years. Rebecca, thankfully, back in 2010, she had enough blind faith and trust to get on a plane and go out and take a look at this, and came back with glowing reports. But I probably skipped school and went surfing the day they covered mitochondria and chemistry. I never even heard the words. And but when I watched kind of from a distance what was going on with this company, I've been around the industry a long time, and I knew that most companies in this marketing space never have their second birthday. And I just didn't want to spend a lot of time and energy on a company that, for one thing, I didn't understand, couldn't spell most of the words involved with the technology. But then when I realized 4 or 5 years later they were still around, I made that trip then, and I sat around the conference table and was fortunate to hear Vertus personally tell the Genesis story. And I treasure that memory. And Bart Cotter had enough faith to fly over here from Australia and join me at that meeting. And what you're alluding to specifically is brief conversation that we had with Vertus, kind of at a break time, or maybe toward the end of the whole day. And he just kind of pulled both of us close, and he said, listen, fellas, he says, when the world ever finds out really what we have our hands on here, and of course he wasn't talking about the new product, it was just the science of Redox. He just said, and he looked at us with every bit of conviction that he had. He says, this is another Apple computer. And I just knew that here was a man who was not just he wasn't jumping up and down. He wasn't beating his chest. He wasn't a marketer. He was just a very, very committed, smart businessman who knew what we had our hands on, and he was making a declaration of future purpose that I believed. And here we are this many years later. I think the thing to me that was, a lot of companies at the 15-year mark, are either slowing down, or they're the founders have accomplished maybe what they wanted to accomplish. They don't have a strategic plan that kind of keeps them moving forward. And I think anything that I came away with from this conference was that here's a company that is aggressively continued to embrace the mandate to achieve worldwide distribution of this product and to continue to enhance the product. I mean, I grew up in a missionary's home, so the whole mandate of going to all the world is something I grew up with. And 33, 35 countries is a good start, but it's a long ways from all the world. And I think that the other announcements besides the technology that were, I think, exciting to me was just a few more steps into that all the world distribution model that's beginning to take place now, and even more so coming into the new year. That's just very exciting to me, because there's a huge percentage of the population of the earth is going to be able to get this product technology within the next year. And that's just massive. It's massive. So yeah,
Debbie,
I believe Vertus when he said that, and yeah, if anything, the conference that we just had just confirms that this company's on a quest to make that statement come true.
well, frankly, I believe as an ex-stockbroker that if people knew now what we are going to have and in the future, I throw in Tesla and throw in Amazon, I think we'll be larger than all of it. But Debbie, back in the beginning when you were there and you and Alan, I guess, and Terry, I'm not sure, did they have just the two products or did they just have the one when you started, Terry? I know Debbie, you and Alan.
They just had the drink.
The drink. Okay. But Debbie, you were there in the beginning. Alan, obviously, you were way, way in the beginning. Did you think that we would ever get to this point? I mean, you had a drink that didn't taste too hot. Frankly, I like pool water, right? And I understand in the beginning, maybe even shocked a few people. That's maybe how Alan lost his hair. I don't know. But did you think that we would get to this point where we would have something that could go from working on everything alive to now targeting certain things? I mean, this is just freaking nuts.
Absolutely. I did not skip science or chemistry and did very well in both of them, but I'm blonde and I can act dumb, so I can do it simply. And the power that Hunter is saying that we can now target, I understand completely, we can target different parts of the body for different things. This is probably the most exciting thing. And yes, I was there. Alan was there when Vertus told the first Genesis story on the stage that time, and said, "Please go back, because if you don't open your mouth to tell people that you love about this, the world will never know. Because I did all this, I got to this point, but I need your help now." And that just gave us all such chills. I just flew home without a plane. I say that every time because I did. I just kept thinking of everybody I loved and knew. And I kind of understood, thanks to Alan, bless Alan for creating, because most people wouldn't be able to speak about Redox like Lee Osler can or Hunter can. And he created that website for us because we all use that so much, just to push play, Terry, to send it to people. But I kind of understood what was going on and understood that the power that we would have in the future when they kept doing the research and stuff. Because I've been excited from day one, 14 years ago. And yes, I definitely thought we would be this and bigger by now. Definitely.
Well, Alan, what about you? What? I mean,
so I actually have a slightly different answer to Debbie. I remember thinking, heck, if we get a 3 to 5 year head start as being the one,
I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
Cell signaling technology. And if you were to say to me, hey, we're going to have 15 years later, we will still be the one and only, and we'll be looking at whole new technologies that, nobody's even caught up with our first technology, and we're now moving on to the next version of it. I would be saying you're crazy. Nobody's got that big a strategic advantage in anything. And I think sometimes, we're so used to saying the words, especially those of us that have been around a long time, the world's first and only redox signaling, cell signaling supplement, 7 patents, 1,000 trade secrets, no competition, no copycats, nobody else in the world. We say it and it rolls off the tongue, but sometimes you've got to just sit back and go, hold on, what am I actually saying?
Yeah.
Do I really understand what I'm saying? It's a very unique situation. I mean, you show me, especially in the health and wellness world, CBD comes out, hundreds of CBD products. Right now, the Ozempic thing, now plant-based Ozempic things, all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. They're all there. You pick a category in health and wellness, maybe someone has the idea, there's 100 products just like it in 12 months' time. So I was kind of like, gosh, if we get a 3 to 5 year head start on that, that's better than most companies ever get. But to be 15 years down the road here and still be the only one and only, and be now developing the next generation. And I think, Hunter, if I may, I think most people know that, we increased the signaling, you and your team. I shouldn't say we, I had nothing to do with it. I would have botched it up. But you and your team, you were able to increase the signaling in this technology, kind of, let's say 2023, the product that we were getting in 2023 had a 30% increase in signaling. But that's not what we're talking about here. It's not a it's not an improvement on the existing technology. It's a total refocus of the technology. I mean, it really is version 2.0 of our technology. The first was version 0.12. Now we're actually in 0.2. I mean, this is the second version of our technology. And to still be so focused and so driven to lead the pack when nobody's even caught up with the first version of the technology. I mean, I would just challenge everybody on this call, the entrepreneurs on this call, I would really challenge you, you know, take some time and really think about this and try and ask yourself, is there anywhere else in the world, in the computer world, in the health and wellness world, in the car world, in the manufacturing world, in the whatever world, have a think, is there any other situation you know where a company has literally held their ground with no competition, no copycats for 15 years, and they're already now, they've developed the next generation before anybody has been in competition with the first generation? I challenge anybody to think about that. And it's astonishing what we have our hands on. And sometimes we just need to sit in a quiet place, go for a walk in the woods, and really ponder on what we already know, because this is huge. I've said from the beginning, since 2009, our birthright is to be one of the great billion-dollar companies in this industry. And the company's just making it easier and easier for us to get there. So, I mean, I'm right there with Terry. I'm ready to go.
Well, Alan, I can't help but think of Real Redox Results, what you've created with 150 testimonials. If you need any belief, go there. Watch 1 or 2 or 3 a day. But Hunter, I am still rather surprised that no one else has this, what Alan was talking about. Why is that? I mean, why is what we have so unique that nobody else has been able to copycat it?
Yeah, we get that question pretty often. The simple answer is it's pretty hard to do. The stabilization of high energy redox signaling molecules is not an easy thing. We maintain, 7 patents on the technology, and as Alan had pointed to, over 1,000 trade secrets at this point. It is a tech. It's a tech marvel, really. When I got here at first to ASEA, I was skeptical, right? Saltwater, Salt Lake City. I don't know about that. But then I started looking at it, my background being chemical engineering. As soon as I started seeing the tech up close and seeing the studies that they were doing on it, I was like, wow, this is real. It took me a while to grasp how they were doing it on the manufacturing side. But these redox signaling molecules are unstable by nature. And so really the breakthrough is the stability of the product to allow supplementation. And that's where ASEA holds the patents and the trade secrets. And so that's really why there hasn't been any competition to this point. Really, when they set up the company, they did a great job from a strategic advantage standpoint of protecting the competitive advantage that we hold in this space and over this technology. And so it's really, really an amazing opportunity.
If I may,
So, Lee, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, for the first time, I brought the scientist who I first took this to, and I think that's probably why I had this vision, because she told me, she said, Debbie, scientists have been working on this at NIH for 17 years. No one's been able to do it. Now, if all these brilliant scientists are coming in to try to do this, and I also have a doctor on my team that was part of one of those teams in ASEA, and he tried to do the research and no one was able to figure it out. So we go back to divinely inspired, basically. I mean, if Virtus and his team of scientists were able to stabilize it in a year, and Alan Noble's wife happened to take a sip and she immediately got results. And so he created this for us. Everything here is, and the technology and the brains behind the research, everything is going. And that's why I think we've got this head start that no one else has been able to catch up to, because that's part of it.
Awesome. I was going to ask, NFR2 is pretty big deal. And I want to know, Hunter, how this new modality works around that pathway. What can you tell us how this particular one focuses on NFR2?
Yeah,
If you
I
can-
can't say anything specifically yet.
Okay.
What I will say is NRF2 is a great example of a specific pathway in the body. right? So when we talk about multiple pathways, multiple keyboards, or multiple keys across the keyboard, NRF2 would be an example of a single key. So you're right to think down the pathway of, NRF2 is a specific key. That is kind of the focused impact, is along the lines of a specific pathway in the body. But as far as implications for which pathway, how it affects it, we're not quite there yet.
Sounds good.
Hey, Dr. Lee,
When you say you're not quite there yet, Hunter, you guys know, but you're not quite there yet to start sharing
Tell us.
everything with the field. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's
it's
correct.
not
Thanks
like
for
you're
the
clueless
clarification.
going,
Yes,
you're
we
not
have
sitting-
we have 3 years of data knowing exactly what this product is doing. We're just not ready to announce it yet. Thanks
Yeah,
for the
I don't want everybody on the
clarification there.
call thinking like, well, it seems to work, but we're not sure how, you guys know exactly how it's working, but we're not ready to share it. Can I just one thing? Again, we say these things, and anybody that's been around ASEA, they roll off our tongue, and sometimes we forget just how profound the meaning behind what we're saying. And, there was a question there, Karen asked a question, what happens when the patents run out? And I wrote in, hopefully it's accurate. Look, we're moving to trade secrets. They protect you better than patents. You got to reveal a lot of stuff in patents, whereas trade secrets, you don't have to reveal anything. And, I just want to share a little anecdote here, because I know we're in network marketing, and it's easy for us to kind of round up or, maybe make things bigger than they are. That's what this industry is famous for. Hunter, do you remember we were sitting in Malaysia and Scott was on stage, and he was talking about some stuff on stage, and he said, we clean the water, parts to the trillion, the purest salt possible. And then he said, we even clean the electricity. And I remember you were sitting beside me, and I nudged you, and I said, hey, Hunter, is he giving away our trade secrets? And you just laughed. You said, Alan, we literally have done an inventory from the start of the process to the end of the process. We now have over 1,000 trade secrets. So you're fine. There's plenty more. And I want people to understand here, this isn't just marketing language. 7 patents and over 1,000 trade secrets. Very detailed analytical people like Hunter have literally gone through the process and are marking down, that's a trade secret. That's a trade secret. That's a trade secret. This is a real number, guys. Over 1,000 trade secrets. I'll even say it in American for you. Over 1,000 trade secrets. Okay, 1,000. I find that vowel sound difficult. Over 1,000 trade secrets. This is real. Okay, start adding that up. Start thinking, holy smoke, this is just not marketing language. This is coming out of the analytical scientists, and they don't exaggerate. So again, I just want to make sure it's so easy for us to say this stuff, but is it really sinking in how profound it is? And the advantage that we have as we go out into the marketplace, there's no other company in this industry that has the advantage that we have. Nobody. So I just wanted to drive that point home.
Terry, how do you take that? Because there's nothing ever that's ever come out where only one company has it, only one group of people have it. Isn't that, with your business background and with my business background, it just seems like someone's going to copycat this. But to have this for 15 years and more, I'm sure, to have that kind of an advantage, does that, I mean, I know it lights your, as you say, your tail on fire, but how do you share this with people, Terry? And then I want to ask Ed the same thing.
I'll say wipe and watch. Wipe and watch.
So instead of 3 and 5, it's 1 and done.
No, so I'm watching some of the questions that's being brought up. Guys, when I started in ASEA, maybe I was a black sheep, but if I called Jim, I said, hey, Jim, this is Terry. Did I catch you at a bad time? And he said, well, no. I said, well, look, I'm about to make a massive business move. Just want to see if you're open to making some money. And I'd get quiet. And all of a sudden they'd say, nobody ever said no, but they did a short conversation. But then he said, well, what is it? Look, you're busy. I'm busy too. This company's put together a system of information to educate you so we don't waste each other's time. Cool thing is it only takes about 10 minutes. When can you take the 10 minutes to look at this information? Now, guys, what you have to understand something. I think sometimes we try to hide behind the computer. I want to get my running shoes on with this stuff. This is an experiential product. And as you start to do this, please don't get caught up in the past. Look to the future. Understand you're the one and only it's it. We don't have all the common business concerns. We don't have to worry about government regulatory agencies, inventory, employees. Only thing we have to worry about is how many people we're going to get in front of. And then if somebody says, no, it's not for me, leave them alone. You've heard Tyler say this over and over. I cannot stress enough, go to the next person, because this is an absolute game changer.
Awesome.
Ed?
You know, I think it's going to be an extension of kind of what we already do. Most people have never heard of Redox, so they're certainly not going to even know anything about this new product. But I think the temptation is to try to sound like a Hunter or a Dr. Osler. And I just you know, I don't ever try to do that. I'm not a health professional, I'm not a science guy. I will sometimes say, you know, listen, you might be the smartest person in the world, but wouldn't you at least be curious to know why so many people who have all the degrees that you have and more, why are they saying this is the greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime? They're not marketers. They're not salespeople. They're just saying this based on their convictions, based on their research, based on their experience. Wouldn't you at least be curious? And if they're not curious, move on. Move on. There are so many people that we don't need to camp on anybody's doorstep and just try to beat the door down. Just don't try to be, we've said it frequently. I think I heard it at the conference. Don't be a tool, use the tools. I'm sure Alan's going to have a fantastic tool developed to be able to share this new product and add that to our arsenal. So, you know, as you've got something new we're going to have a new fishing lure in the tackle box.
Right.
That's going to be pretty sounds like it's going to be pretty universal.
Yeah, I like what Terry said this morning, you know, as far as keeping this simple, you know, don't try to bring up the Krebs cycle. And then I think of Trish on stage saying, okay, keep it simple as I used to not feel so good in my back. Now I feel good. Would you like to know why? I mean, keep it so simple. Don't get caught up in all the knowledge and then lose people. I mean, this thing, like Terry said, we just got to keep racing and just, you know, it's going to explode. So
What about you, Debbie? Oh, go ahead, Terry.
Well, you know, real quick, if you'll find a common theme with people that's built it to the top, or, you know, top that make a significant income. We all had a need. And for me, it was a financial need. Of course, it's always about a health need and everything else. Guys, I can't also hone into why you're here. Hone into why you want to do this. Because I think sometimes when we hear about this great technology, it's almost like we're going to order it, the box shows up, and people are just going to come in and sign up. No, you still got to go find them. You still got to be hungry. But here's the thing. If you had to, and I could put anything around this, had to go right now, you guys, you'd have more success and you'd have the success you're looking for. But we tend to start critiquing ourselves and overthink this thing and put obstacles in our way. But this, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to clear the clutter. It's going to really simplify. So I just wanted to say that.
oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Debbie, what about you?
Well, one of the great points about convention was that there were so many people on stage showing us, you know, for people, brand new people, especially, you know, how to go about doing this. And every single person said, keep it simple. And every single person gave us very helpful hints on either having in-homes or push play or any of that stuff. And that's all keeping it simple. You guys, most of you guys have created such amazing videos for us to send to people that why would you need anything else? I mean, you can send them Allen's or Hunter's or Lee Osler's or any of these people, and you guys interview people every single week that you can send things to. We have so many tools now, it is a little bit overwhelming, but if you keep it simple and do that, you don't have to know what to say, as everybody's saying. Just, you know, now I feel great. I tell people I'm 74 years old, and everybody goes, you're 74, you know, so I feel good, you know, even saying that, because I have the energy, I'm not sick, I feel great, my skin's still good, my hair's still thick, you know, these products work. So it's just wonderful to be able to go out and just change people's lives. There's been so many things that have come up you know, since that bad pandemic and stuff that are affecting people in weird ways. And these molecules don't care. They just go in and fix them. So anyway.
Hey, Alan,
personally-
yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
No, I said I'm just excited.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But it's networking, Alan. I don't like that. How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, say I don't have Debbie's advantage. I tell people I'm 54 and they go, I thought you were 62. I just got that in before Terry. I could see Terry's.
He was going to say it anyway.
See the clock. I could see the cogs moving there, you know. So I just stole your thunder there, Terry. I threw myself under the bus. Am I right? Am I right? You were thinking that, weren't you? You know, you hang around people too long in this business, they become like family. So it's networking. Gosh, you know, let me tell you something. Network marketing is the most astonishing business in the world, and for many, many reasons. Sometimes people don't understand it, and that's okay. I always find I never teach to overcome objections. In 15 years, you'll have never heard me teach overcoming objections. I do, however, teach clarifying misunderstandings. And you may think I'm playing with words, but there's a psychological difference. I'm not here to overcome your objection, but I am here to clarify a misunderstanding. And the best way to counter something like that is get clarity. What's the misunderstanding that you have about the network marketing business model that I can help you clarify? So like, why do you not like network marketing? And it could have been they had a bad experience. They had a really pushy brother. Maybe they were in something that turned out to be a scam, because there are scams out there that masquerade as legitimate network marketing company. In fact, you go to the government website, I can't think which one it is, like the sec.gov or something like that. You go in there and it actually says, you know, there are illegal pyramid schemes that masquerade as legitimate network marketing companies. So even the United States government recognizes the business model of network marketing as being absolutely legitimate. But you've got to find the right company. You know, it's like finding the right spouse that you want to say till death do us part to. And truthfully, that's the hard part. And so a lot of times people excuse the old British expression, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. People just say, oh, network marketing, but you got to get clarity. Well, why? What is it? Where's the misunderstanding here where you're willing to just cast aside this entire industry, no matter what the product is? So I just find, I mean, we could get into a whole training on this, but I really feel the basic concept is get clarity and ask questions. If you know what you're dealing with, you can deal with anything. Most people don't ask strong enough questions to arrive at a place of clarity where they can actually then clarify that misunderstanding that's in place. And so, hey, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But let me just give you this perspective. There's a beautiful side to this industry. And what made me remind it is just Terry and I having a laugh here, because I've been around Terry, so he's like a brother to me. I know how his mind works. I know he was thinking of that punchline. I just had to take it away from him, you know? And but it's like a family. I hope I don't get emotional sharing this, but you know, our sweet Donalyn Dominguez lost her husband through just a tragic accident, just fell over backwards off some stairs, hit his head, and never woke up again. And it's just one of those tragic accidents. And at the funeral on Monday, I counted, I think it was 8 diamonds from ASEA and the past CEO, Chuck Funky.
Yes.
That's family, guys. That's family. That's what this company is. We're family. Ed, like a brother. Terry, like a brother. Debbie, you know, like my grandma. You know, it's, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. You know, it's like we have those bonds that we're, you know, we laugh together, we cry together. It's those bonds. And you know, as I sat there at that funeral, and I kind of counted around the room, who was there, who in our ASEA family was there. It was quite moving for me to see that, to see the support. And anyway, it's just another beautiful side. So, you know, our job is to be the beacon of light, to show a company how a network marketing company should behave, how it should act, and be that beacon of light. I love talking to the wounded networker. It's my speciality. I love I love talking to people who, get the business model, but maybe they've just never quite found the company in the business model. That was me. I fell in love with network marketing. I walked away from a master's in international finance at 23 years of age. And then it took me 15 years to find the right company. And
But you kept looking.
We are the right company, guys. And there are people that are waiting to hear from us. They're out there. So you get somebody going, oh, that's pyramid selling. Well, all the best to you, because there's millions of people who believe in this business model, but they've just never found their home. And the longer we spend with the naysayers, the less time we have to go find the people that truly deserve to hear this message. So this is a beautiful, beautiful family where you build bonds as strong as family bonds, and it's quite incredible. It's really beautiful. Even people
Ed,
like
what about
who will poke fun at me all day long.
I know. Ed, well, how would you, because I know you've been around networking for 2 or 3 years. How would you answer that as well? Add on to what Alan said.
I agree. I'm convinced it's a wonderful business model. I think sometimes what we're trying to present to people is so pure and good. It's like going to the refrigerator to get some juice, and all you can taste is the container. Sometimes the container, the person contaminates the message of what we're really trying to share. And I think if we could really get ourselves out of the picture a little bit and people understand really what it is that we have. And most of you know, I spent years in ministry, and I'm a Christian believer, and I've often heard it said that if Christ were ever properly presented, it'd be impossible to turn him down. And I think sometimes that's the way kind of even our message here in marketing. If we could ever really properly package and present the bait of what we have here, it would be impossible to, it makes so much sense. It just makes sense. Your belief level needs to get there. If you're struggling with, those of you that are watching, if you're struggling with your own personal belief in network marketing, you will emanate that, and you will attract that. You'll attract that skepticism and the disbelief. So you've got to solidify your own belief in the industry and the other factors we've talked about in terms of your belief. Remember the very first network marketing training I ever went to, a guy who had been in the top 10 earners in an old line company, one of the oldest network marketing companies. And he taught this. He said, your enthusiasm level is going to fluctuate in this business. It just is. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen good. Things are going to happen bad. He says, your enthusiasm level is eventually going to level out at the level of your belief. That's where it'll level out. Your belief in the company, the product, the people, and the industry is a big part of that. So work on your belief and all the things. You talked about the people, Alan. I've experienced that. The people, the family feeling that an organization like this can develop is extremely valuable. So it's the people, the company, the product, and the industry. Solidify your belief and you'll be bulletproof.
Debbie, can you add to that? Your thoughts on networking? And then Terry, wrap it up, please.
Well, I do clarify, just like Alan does, what about it that people don't like. But I also say, this is an extraordinary breakthrough, and don't denounce the way it's distributed. You don't ever have to do the network marketing piece. Just at least try the product. The product is amazing. And then if you show them the Genesis video and why it came to be network marketing or referral marketing, next level marketing, most people agree with that, especially in these days, and especially in Colorado. I think they're very much against pharmaceutical companies here. They understand that the pharmaceutical company wanted to shut us down, and for what reasons. And then it becomes acceptable to them without even having to overcome any objections to it. But if you can go back and find out, maybe if they've had a bad experience or anything. I just don't get that very often myself. But that's what I do say when I have it. And I really emphasize just what a strong technology with a beautiful leadership, with the tools already there for them, literally. And the corporate is amazing and outstanding. And you've got support and backup, and it is like a family. I just finished telling a lady, that was where I was, about how this family is. And because she's considering, and she's older, she's considering coming to the conference next year. And I said, you'll be surrounded by like-minded, beautiful people. And she said, really? Like you? And I said, well, no, they're better than me, but, and not as old, Alan.
Yeah, don't call her grandma, Alan. Terry,
Fine.
throw
Go
in your
ahead.
bit on that. Then I'm going to let Lee kind of close it up with Dean.
Debbie, I'm blown
Okay.
away. 74. Never knew that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
And yet
absolutely.
all like it. And guys, when you brought up the objection towards network marketing, I'm just going to tell you as straight as I can. What's your plan?
Yeah, exactly.
If you give me any beef, I will drop you like a bad habit. I don't care. I'm not trying to educate. I'm not trying to convince you your life stinks. You already know your life stinks. If you're looking for more money, I just made you feel better like that. Guys, let me tell you something. I'm sorry I'm getting so amped up because I know I can't wait for this product. When this comes, don't play with the people. Don't try to convince them. Just show them either they get it or they don't. Sometimes people are just stuck on stupid. And sometimes they might just be there. And guys, I'm not trying to be mean. I promise you I'm not. It might come across that way, but sometimes in leadership, you have to be a little bit more direct. And I cannot stress enough, do not compare this to the past. This is the future. With what is coming is absolutely amazing. Don't get caught up in this cobweb of stuff, because once they have an experience, like, wait a minute, is it network marketing? Say yes. Oh, I don't want to do that. I said, okay, what's your plan?
Yeah.
How would you take this to market?
Exactly.
So thanks. Thank you for letting us be a part of this tonight,
That
Jim.
was awesome. Thank you, Terry. Lee?
Yeah, this has been so fun, to sit here and listen into these heavyweights talk like this. There's certainly three of us, myself, Debbie, and Hunter. We probably did go to the mitochondria class and paid attention in chemistry. So I want to bring it back to that, if we can, because Hunter has presented here, as well as when he announced this at the Medical Professionals Board meeting at the conference, something that is a new vista for us. In 2015, the science journals talked about 1,500 transcription factors that were known. In 2017, the Terray Labs that we worked with, we worked with 5 of those pathway genes, and the Terray Lab results are history now. But we also saw that there were many other parallel or just simply other transcription factor pathway gene pathways that were also out there. In the year 2022, the science reports are now up to about 2,000 discovered transcriptional regulatory proteins. Those are pathways. And so the reason why this is relevant is we heard Hunter talk about this piano that has 88 keys on it as a metaphor for describing the totality of what we call the redoxome. We talk about the genome and the transcriptome. This is the epigenome, or the pathway genes that we're talking about. Everything is a regulatory mechanism. It's what tells our DNA to do what we want it to do, or how to respond to it. And so what we're dealing out here is information that we are now going from 88 keys down to 1 or 2 or 3 in other of these transcription factors. The reason why we can have specificity and result is because we're learning how to dial in the redox environment of a cell such that we can activate specific things. This is the future of anti-aging. The big pharma is tripping all over themselves, trying to drill into very precise precision points, and they'll make billions of dollars because they'll create drugs that mimic some of this. I will add, probably not very effective, but except for maybe rare diseases. But on the whole, what we're doing here is we're taking a broad spectrum and we're saying we can dial in the redox tone. We can dial in the redox effect so specific that we can have more narrowed results. And just think of, if there's 2,000 pathway genes, conceptually, just think of the number of products that could be dialed in based on a core technology that nobody else really has. And so, again, for all those on the call tonight who like the science, like only Lee and Debbie and Hunter on this call do, you need to understand that we're moving forward. And when this comes out, then all of the other conversation about how do you share it becomes really exceedingly relevant. And so I'm pleased to have been on the call. We're moving, not just, and don't get me wrong, we're not saying that we're not a piano anymore. What we're saying is that we have multiple modalities coming at us. So thank you all for being with us and sharing. Hunter, would you close that out for us?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'd like to take a moment to impress upon the group the weight of this breakthrough. Alan, earlier in the call, you had invited people to take a walk in the woods. I think it's funny that you said that, because when Andrea brought this data to me almost 3 years ago now, and we sat down and we met over it, I went for a walk outside. And I went for a walk outside because it hit me just how much of an impact that this evolution in the technology could have for people. I was sitting there on the walk thinking about, how do we employ this? How do we distribute it? How do we get it out there? How do we put it into a product? I believe that this product is going to have a massive impact for a lot of people around the world that need this product specifically. And I believe that if we are going to be true to the original vision of ASEA and Virtus Norton's vision of employing this technology to be a force for good in the world, now is the time to run. This product is a momentous evolution of this technology, so much so that I had to take time and consider the weight of it when I was presented the data. So take the invite that you've heard today, run with this excitement, run with this momentum, build momentum going into next year, because there are a lot of people that are relying on us to get this technology into their hands.
Super.
Wow.
Let me just say this, Jim. I love the whole idea of running with this. I used to live in the Seattle area, and every year they have a big event called Seafair, and they have the hydroplane races out in Lake Washington. And if you watch the Olympics, when you run a race, you start from a dead stop and hopefully build some speed. But the hydroplane races, maybe other races as well, even true the Indy 500 and other those races, you get a running start. You got a running start, so you're almost at full speed when the green light comes on or the green flag flies. And I think that's kind of where we need to be gearing up here. Don't just wait for this to become a reality. This is the time to, clear the ditches out that have been, clogged, and get ready for the rain, get ready for the downpour. If you would love that analogy, get ready to run, get your boat in the water and get your speed built up so that when the green flag flies, you got a running start.
Well, and I say the green flag is already dropped. It is time to go. So with that, guys, this has been awesome. Danny Doyle just put a note in there. We went a little bit long. Sorry, Danny. There's his link. You can copy that if you like. He is starting now. Danny Doyle is someone you want to listen to as well, with his amazing journey and what business that man has built is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, but with Terry Latham, with Ed Wiens, with Debbie Wetzler, with Alan Noble and Hunter, thank you. This was absolutely phenomenal. Next week, we do have Dr. Carolyn Hoffman, one of our all-time favorites. She is fantastic. And I don't know what else to say.
Jim,
Alan?
quick plug. Next Thursday, it's the first Thursday of the month, and I will be hosting a live Discover ASEA next Thursday on discoverasea.com at 8 p.m. Eastern, same time as this call. So that will be the October version of Discover ASEA, and I've got a great guest with an amazing story. So that's next Thursday.
Can you go ahead and share do you mind the real Redox results in Discover Redox real quick? Or I just did. For people that want information about what we have, go to discoverredox.com. And then also for any testimonials, you go to realredoxresults.com. Are we allowed to share the password, Alan?
Why not?
What, who cares? He did a lowercase Redox, R-E-D-O-X. Go listen to the testimonials. This is real. This is coming. It's going to get bigger and better. And we are the voice of this company. We get paid for it. We love it. Instead of paying Big Pharma and Walmart and Amazon and all those folks, we get paid. I love that. Thank you, guys. God
Thanks,
bless.
everyone.
Gary, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Hunter, for coming on too.
Yeah, thank you.
This is awesome. Have a
Thanks,
good
guys.
weekend.
Thanks, Hunter.
This recording will be up at
Leave site.
I just had redoxmatters.com. It'll be up in a matter of probably about an hour. Redoxmatters.com. With that, please hop over and listen to Danny Doyle.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys. God bless.
See you soon. Bye.